July 30th, 2:48 p.m. Once Jim Gordon thought he had dealt with the oiliest of Gotham City's unelected officialdom, but 2 days of suffering through Jonathan Crane's evasions have convinced him otherwise. Never has he seen a public official blessed with Crane's combination of unctuous courtesy and total commitment to the lie as a way of life. Gordon's objective is simple enough. He has needed for nearly 48 hours now, a list of the known fatalities from the Arkham fire, so he can run it against the list of Arkham inmates. Inmate population minus fatalities minus those caught by the GCPD and Batman equals number of deranged wackos still at large, and that number is one Gordon badly needs because the horrified epiphany he experienced in the helicopter the other night won't leave him alone. There's no record of the Joker having been caught, so if he's not dead, he's on the loose, and Gordon has a strong suspicion that if the Joker weren't on the loose, Crane wouldn't be nearly so cagey about his facts and figures. Third time's the charm, he tells himself without believing it. He's pulling through the gates of Arkham Asylum, which are open since all of the known survivors are temporarily housed on a military base 50 miles upriver. The building itself is a ruin, not just your ordinary burned hulk, but torched so completely and evenly that Gordon wonders just how much time this Enfer character had to wander around inside, setting his fires. That thought leads him back to the question of an inside job, which was never far from his mind in any case, and makes him even more eager to get things sorted out with Crane. The good doctor, it turns out, is just emerging from the wreckage with a box full of charred and still wet personal items. He's media savvy enough to be wearing a hard hat that makes him look to the credulous like someone inclined to roll up his sleeves and get to the bottom of things. But Gordon knows this to be the exact opposite of the truth. He waits until the doctor is less than 5 feet away.
Anything in there I should know about?
Crane looks at him and adopts an expression of self-righteous distaste.
Absolutely not.
You sure?
Certain. And I'm also certain you know what a personal as well as professional tragedy this is for me. I have dedicated my life to the welfare of these unfortunates, and to have lost so many. Let me put it this way. Your emphasis on figures, on body counts, nauseates me.
Well, Doc, your bobbing and weaving is starting to upset my stomach a little too. If you're all that dedicated, I'm sure you've been able to do some basic arithmetic and run a quick database check to see who's still missing.
A number of the missing are no doubt still buried in that charnel house.
Crane is now looking over Gordon's shoulder. Gordon doesn't have to turn around to know there's a camera crew there. Even without his doggedness, the local media is looking for a scapegoat and tempted to make it Crane.
I have answered your questions in the most forthright and complete manner possible given the circumstances. Please direct your questions to Angela in the future.
Angela, being Crane's assistant and spokeswoman, Angela Rodriguez, who stands at a distance observing the interaction between Gordon and her boss. Gordon makes a mental note to work her over a little. Everyone who works at Arkham can't be as corrupt as Crane. Gordon beckons Crane closer. Suspicious, Crane takes a step toward him. Gordon leans in close.
Not a bad performance, but it doesn't go with the hard hat. Most of the simpletons in your audience will prefer words of fewer syllables.
He winks. Crane stares at him. And Gordon, for perhaps the 1,000th time in his life, knows what it is to be touching distance from a man who would kill him if he could.
I'll serve a warrant if I have to. There's got to be one honest judge left in this town. You want me to go find him? Or can we proceed on a more cooperative basis from here on out?
Get your warrant.
Now there's a real light of instability in his eyes. Gordon, behind his immediate anger and disgust, behind even his cop's thick skin when it comes to the sufferings of criminals as a result of their crimes, feels a sudden pang of sympathy for Arkham inmates. He's looking into the face of a crazy man. Another thing to ask Angela Rodriguez about.
I guess I'll do that. You know where to find me if you change your mind.
On his way back to the car, he's thinking that at least he parked close to the gate. Saves him a bit of a walk. Before going back to the station, he stops by his house. James Jr. is full of 2-year-old vim, and Barbara has the look she always gets around lunchtime. Combine the famous World War II photograph of the 1,000-yard stare with a portrait of the contemporary urban housewife slightly stoned on the possibility that she will survive to another nap time, and you'd have it exactly. Gordon stays longer than he should, because after the near failure of their marriage while Barbara was pregnant, he's exceedingly sensitive to the need to make the kind of little gesture that is usually only noticed when it doesn't happen. When he gets back to headquarters, he can tell right away that something has happened while he was gone, and that it has to do with him. There's the odd tension in the air that everyone feels when a practical joke is about to be sprung. Even the victim always feels it, Gordon thinks. But he's the victim because he doesn't know what it's about, even at the end. That's the feeling he has as he walks into his office, finds his coffee mug, and goes to pour himself a cup, and cogitate over how else he can tighten the screws on Jonathan Crane. The way he's got it figured, someone with an intimate knowledge of the asylum set the fires. That requires a certain kind of leisurely access available only to someone whose presence Crane had signed off on, which in turn makes Crane a likable candidate for accessory. So why would Crane be in on a plot to torch his own little kingdom? And where does the Joker fit in? It's obvious that whoever burned Arkham did it to spring the Joker. Gordon figured that out the minute he saw the ha-ha. And if this Enfer guy is the firebug, he's obviously a firebug, but Gordon is trying to maintain enough objectivity to entertain the possibility that he might be working independently of whoever burned the asylum. Then he went in there with the intent to spring the Joker, and he went in with the knowledge of Jonathan Crane. Which, unfortunately, does not necessarily mean that Crane knew Enfer was going to burn Arkham. If it did, Gordon would have the doctor under a light bulb downstairs right now. The problem is, he has to acknowledge the possibility that Enfer, whoever that is, could be a confidant of Crane's for other reasons, and have generated the Joker caper on his own. It's unlikely, that's for damn sure, but he'd be a lousy cop if he didn't consider it. Okay, he considered it, and it's bullshit. There's no way someone could have pulled that off without Crane knowing about it. A new angle presents itself. Gordon wonders if he can bring Crane in for questioning related to the fire itself. Crane probably has good lawyers, but he's also smart enough to know that one informal conversation could save him a lot of trouble later. He might, however, also be smart enough to know that Gordon has minimal capital to expend on something like a speculative interrogation of one of Gotham's more prominent medical officials.
Crane's probably tapped right into the 6th floor.
He wonders if Commissioner Piscura, up on the 6th floor, has his office bugged. It's not impossible, but considering it makes Gordon feel unpleasantly paranoid. He's not the kind of cop who needs to feel like everyone's out to get him. There are enough of those around Gotham City. He also wonders if it's true. Jobs like Crane's are part of the Gotham patronage structure, but Gotham is a city of many patrons. Piscura, Falcone, Mayor Hill. The three of them more or less have the city divided up. But there are lesser players who might have sought approval for a specific act of nepotism, cronyism, whateverism. Gordon thinks he might drop by a couple of bars tonight. Over on the edge of Old Gotham, in an area called the Cauldron, there's a place he knows where a couple of the city's more ethically challenged doctors like to bend an elbow when they aren't removing bullets from or injecting pharmaceuticals into local hard cases. Should have thought of this earlier, he chides himself. They'll have an opinion about Crane, that's for sure. Whether they'll give it to him is another story, but he's been a damn fool not to get over there sooner. Then he settles down and cuts himself a break. It's only been 48 hours since the fire broke out. Not even that, really. Maybe 40. He looks up to see Sergeant Grimaldi stick his head in.
Hey, did you hear about your blood-sucking buddy?
Gordon doesn't bite on the insult, and he doesn't say anything about Grimaldi's insubordination.
Hear what?
He ran over a jogger and her dog today. Hit and run in broad daylight, right in front of Finnegan's. Real mess, from what I heard. Might do to be careful who you take to the dance next time.
Go away.
When Gordon runs through his email, he sees one of particular interest. It's from a dead drop address, but it got through the department's spam filters one way or another, and it consists of a single sentence. The joke was almost on me. It takes a minute, but Gordon puts it together. Batman knows the Joker's out, and from the sound of it, he's already had some kind of contact. Suddenly, Grimaldi's visit makes more sense. What if someone is spreading rumors about Batman? Something like a hit and run would be the perfect way to corrode Batman's reputation. But even that is secondary right now, since this confirmation of the Joker's escape instantly reshuffles Gordon's priorities for the immediate future. He's going to have to get in touch with Batman, he's going to have to pull the old files on the Joker and see what light they might shed on his future actions, and he's going to have to turn up the heat on Jonathan Crane. The last one, at least, will be enjoyable.
Gordon!
Yes, Commissioner?
This is one of those times when I admire your enthusiasm, but regret your methods.
I'm not sure I follow.
Jonathan Crane very much wishes that he could proceed with his recovery and information gathering without your interference.
With all due respect, Commissioner, the people of Gotham City need to know which ARKHAM inmates are still on the loose. And if the people don't need to know yet, the police sure do. If the Joker or one of the other Hall of Fame wackos is loose, the uniforms need to know about it.
The uniforms need to know what you tell them. And you need to know what I tell you. Which in this specific case is that you are to wait a reasonable length of time for Dr. Crane to compile his report.
What should I take reasonable to mean?
Dr. Crane is a reasonable man, Captain.
I see.
What Gordon sees is that the back-channel phone calls happened even faster than he figured.
I hope you do. Also, I hope you won't find it necessary to reiterate your mention of a specific inmate.
You can trust me to act in the city's best interests, Commissioner.
It feels good to hang up on Piscura, but he knows it'll just end up with him getting another letter in his personnel file, if not another little welcoming committee like the one led by Detective Flass, back when Gordon was new to Gotham City. Gordon handled that one, and if it happens again, he'll handle it again. He doesn't have much time to enjoy this feeling of resolve, though.
God damn it, Jim.
Detective Ruben Cuellar stalks in. He's furious, and Gordon wonders why. Ruben is one of his few friends on the force.
Take a look at this.
Ruben drops a copy of the Gazette on Gordon's desk.
Vicky Vale, Gotham Gazette. In full view of horrified lunchtime pedestrians on Cowan Street today, Gotham City vigilante crime fighter Batman struck and killed a woman walking her dog before leaving the scene, in the words of one witness, like a bat out of hell. Marilee St. Pierre, 27, was pronounced dead at the scene. Her dog, a terrier mix called Chanel, was euthanized shortly after by Gotham City Animal Control. Miss St. Pierre, a junior analyst at Firebird Securities, was walking with her dog when Batman, behind the wheel of his custom car widely known as the Batmobile, came around the corner from Bjornsson and struck her near the center of the street. Witnesses agreed that she had the pedestrian light and that she was in the crosswalk at the time of impact. Gotham City Police, whose relationship with Batman has been difficult since the hero's appearance on the scene 2 years ago, immediately put an investigative team together, said department spokeswoman Erin McNamara. The team will be examining forensic evidence from the scene in an effort to winnow out clues that might lead us to Batman's identity, she said. Commissioner Eric Piscura vowed that the department's uneasy truce with Batman was permanently over. I've never approved of vigilantism, and I've never approved of Batman's methods, but the truth is he occasionally did some good. Now he's demonstrating the same disregard for human life as any other common criminal, and like any other common criminal, we're going to put him out of business. What effect this incomprehensible act might have on the state of crime in Gotham City is difficult to judge. Batman is widely credited with causing the 2-year-long drop in violent crime seen within city limits, but his detractors consider him a wild card. A number of those detractors were lunching at Finnegan's Tavern, which caters to police and city emergency workers. A Gotham City police officer who wished to remain anonymous said he was speaking for many of his fellow uniforms when he said, "The average cop on the street doesn't consider Batman a friend, that's for sure. This city will be better off when he's put away. Especially after this. Leave police work to the police."
July 30th, 7:08 p.m.
I did that. Me.
Enfer's looking at 25 copies of the front page of the Globe and another 25 of the Gazette, taped in long rows on the walls of his hideaway. Ha ha. Over and over, on and on and on. Fiery letters as far as the eye can see. Not a bad calling card. The tenement fire in Otisburg was a dry run, a tentative step. Arkham and Ha Ha, now those were epic. The poet wrote about his failures, blaming himself for not being able to take it all the way. Enfer learned from this, he believes. He's taking it all the way. He's going to be Gotham's great poet of fire and fear, if he isn't already. He allows himself a moment of hubris. Whether or not he ever does anything else, he will be remembered for Arkham and Ha Ha. He is going to do something else, however. More than one thing, as a matter of fact. Enfer has learned a great deal about self-awareness during the past years. He knows that setting fires is wrong by commonly accepted ethical standards. He knows that revenge is equally frowned upon, except when the state apparatus gets involved. Also, he knows that his burgeoning obsessions with Batman, not to mention the Joker, mark him as psychologically non-standard. He remembers hearing on numerous occasions that if you worry that you're crazy, you aren't crazy. That, in other words, crazy people don't know they're crazy.
What I am is walking proof of just how wrong that old adage is. I not only know I'm crazy, whatever that means, I can tell you the exact nature of my mental illness. In this, I'm unlike your average wacko. Also, I have skills not available to the average wacko. And it could be that my skill set somewhat overlaps the Joker's. He's a chemical enthusiast, that's for sure. All the gases and poisons and sprays and whatnot. Not just anyone could do that.
Put that together with what he knows, and they could make some serious hay together. Part of the hideaway, the most important part, where he does his work, is done up to replicate a stanza from the poet's work.
A newspaper is strewn across my table.
Check. Lots of newspapers, in fact. Enfer has put together a sizable gallery of photographs from his activities, current and past.
I work in my empty room, behind a cloudy mirror.
This one is true only by happenstance. Part of the hideaway used to be some kind of department store, and the smooth paneling of the walls on the floor above is interrupted every 20 feet or so by one-way glass. When he discovered this place, seeing that, and hearing it resonate with the poet's lines in his head, made Enfer believe in destiny.
Bare feet on the red tiles, and play with balloons, and a little toy trumpet.
He's laid red tiles around his workbenches, and he's got balloons filled with various gases. The little toy trumpet he had to go out and get, but it hangs in a place of honor over one of his compressors.
I'm working on the end of the world.
That one goes without saying. Well, maybe not the end of the world. The end of Gotham City for sure, though. The end of this place he has left and come back to after a desert transfiguration. This place where,
on shore, it's a dung heap, where 2 or 3 skyscrapers are growing.
He realizes he's teetering on the edge of a poet fugue. There's no time for that now. He needs to be putting together a follow-up spectacle. He needs to be talking to the Joker. And he needs to be laying the rest of the groundwork for the Batman project. Dr. Crane might forgive and forget if Batman is taken care of. After all, he's going to get plenty of grant money to rebuild Arkham, and he'll be able to siphon enough of it into his own pockets that he can have his own little research arm, somewhere down in the basements, where no light penetrates, and the only sounds are the drip of condensation and the soft, soft murmur of the Crane voice. Abruptly, Enfer's nose is full of the smell of rubbing alcohol, and he's about to vomit. He holds it in until the sense memories have receded. When he's got himself together again, he thinks that he might make it a habit to practice the chemistry of combustion on whichever facility Dr. Jonathan Crane occupies for the rest of the doctor's natural life. A new vendetta follows close on the heels of this idea.
First, Batman. Then, Dr. Crane. I think we might yet have a score to settle.
He's grinding his teeth, and his mouth is full of smoke. July 30th, 8:14 p.m. What with his incarceration and all, the Joker hasn't seen Bud and Blue in nearly a year, and they weren't that easy to track down. He made some calls to associates who weren't necessarily glad to hear from him, and eventually got a message to Bud and Blue at the Queen of Hearts strip club in the East End. Now they're sitting around playing cutthroat pinochle in the hidey hole, just like the old days. Ah, the old days. It feels good to be getting back in touch with old friends. The Joker remembers when Bud and Lou were resentful of their new names, although he's forgotten what their real names are. His memory is tricky like that.
So, fellows, trusty sidekicks, what have we been up to this last year?
You know, a little of this, a little of that. No steady gigs.
We was working with Falcone for a couple of months. That didn't,
Wasn't mutually beneficial, I suppose.
Nah, not a bit.
Paid okay, but Falcone lacks imagination, you know?
The Joker does know.
What did he have you doing?
Well, we ain't supposed to talk about it.
Oh, of course not. So what did he have you doing?
Mostly driving. We do have one other thing lined up with him.
Is that right? When?
We're not sure. Soon, Carmine said. I'm sorry, boss, but that was the only way we could get out of, what do you call it?
Future obligations. Plus, we have to use our own truck.
I understand, boys. So, driving what?
Bud and Lou study their cards.
Boys, comrades in arms, fellows! Why the reticence? You're not worried about what will happen, are you? You're with me again now. Carmine Falcone not only lacks imagination, but also suffers from a positively debilitating desire to avoid confrontation with people like me. He's a superstitious and cowardly nincompoop. Now, spit it out.
Well, we was doing some environmental disposal.
Is this a euphemism for circumventing the regulations meant to keep our air and water clean for future generations? Or do I detect a more sinister connotation?
Actually, kind of both.
Well, let's try another angle. This waste you were disposing of, was it at one time ambulatory, sentient? Did it yearn to breathe free?
Might have.
Not all of it.
No, not all of it. Sometimes it was just chemicals and such, and other times it was,
Organic compounds?
Well, once in a while, yeah.
I don't have to worry about some of Commissioner Pescura's boys showing up here because they followed you, do I?
Oh, no, not a problem.
Yeah. We're clean, boss. Falcone's got enough juice with Pescura that we don't gotta worry.
And you know this how?
He told us so.
Right. Well then, tell me more about your chemical disposal. Did everything end up in the bay, or is some of it still on terra firma?
Terra firma means dry land.
Oh, yeah. Actually, some of it's not too far from here.
The Joker grins. Oh, yes. It's good to be in touch with old friends.
Boys, you need a truck for your Falcone finale anyway, right? And we need a truck here. Great! Get me one and meet me back here in an hour, okay? In the meantime, I might just take another ride in this wonderful car.
It turns out to be more like 2 hours before the boys return, but when they arrive at Falcone's hideaway, and the Joker sees the motherload of chemical goodies stashed in the bottom floor of what used to be a small appliance factory in the East End, he's willing to forgive the tardiness.
We struck pay dirt, boys! You've got your perchlorates, your radionuclides, your various dioxins and PCBs, your pesticides and solvents, and lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, could it be? It could! Polybrominated diphenyl ethers!
We heard Mr. Falcone was planning to torch his place pretty soon.
Torch it?
That's a word we got.
Well, here's the new word, boys. All of it goes on the truck and into the hidey hole. But take special care with this stuff right here. I've got to make some new flame retardant Joker juice.
While Bud and Blue load the truck, the Joker paces and thinks. Part of this is just for show, since Bud and Lou get restless if they don't see him pacing and thinking and occasionally bursting out in fits of uproarious laughter. So he does that too. His brain, though, is as focused as a grandmaster plotting the endgame. Bud and Lou make a run back to the hidey hole with the first load of chemical wonderfulness. While they're gone, the Joker paces and thinks. The PBDEs are a happy find because he's got a little jokerly intuition that Enfer's intentions might not all be on the up and up.
Nobody does that kind of favor without expecting something in return.
Please, no.
Noise from the back part of the building catches the Joker's attention. He tiptoes with great panache across the expanse of dusty concrete, among heaps and pyramids of rusting drums and splintering crates. A fire door on the south side of the building stands open, and just outside it, a young woman is in what might delicately be termed distress. She's obviously been waylaid on her way home from work. Her white shirt and black pants a dead giveaway that she waits tables at some local joint with pretensions of respectability, like maybe the Queen of Hearts, which isn't far away. Surrounding her are 5 punks straight out of East End Central Casting.
So, baby, you have a good night?
Yeah, until now.
Please.
Typical of the neighborhood this time of night. Boring. But wait.
While he's busy throwing the people of Gotham the proverbial, there's that word again, curveball where Batman is concerned, he might just be able to put a new spin on his own reputation. What fun.
Unhand that maid!
All 5 of them turn to look at him. The expressions on their faces crack him up.
Damn! It's the Joker!
He glides up to them.
It is! And I'm thinking that you lads need a lesson in the proper execution of a joke. I can see that you're having some fun here with... Oh, I'm sorry, miss. What's your name?
The punks look expectantly at their prey.
Dear girl, your name?
Kathy.
The Joker looks around, seeing a slice of the street, shuttered storefronts, abandoned cars, the occasional dim glow of light from behind a door that must lead to an unlicensed bar or something equally sordid. The Joker feels an upwelling of glee. On his right pinky finger is a false nail, in the perfect shade of green, and perfectly doctored with his finest elixir. He has had it made for other purposes, but the true measure of a tool's usefulness is flexibility, is it not? Time for a little show.
Kathy, now what on earth is an honest girl like you doing in a place like this? Fellows, what is she doing here?
Looking for trouble?
That she is, and it appears that she's found it.
Kathy the waitress appears to be receding within herself. Her eyes are vacant, and her lips move slightly, as if she's constantly about to say something, but doesn't know what it might be.
I've been thinking about Shakespeare today. All the world's a stage, and we're all players, and we're going to stage a little drama.
He turns to the first punk who recognized him.
You, sir. How about you get over next to our Kathy and get one of your hands in her hair? Oh, perfect. Yes, wait. Perfect. Wait. Let me fix this one thing.
A little scratch from the nail, and the punk stiffens, his face stretching into a beautiful grimace.
Grand.
The Joker takes a step away from Kathy and taps his chin thoughtfully.
Now for the rest of you.
They almost get away, but the Joker is not just quick of wit, oh no. He is quick with the flick of his nail, and in a jiffy he has arranged a wonderful tableau, at the center of which stands dear Kathy, so very lucky. Around her, he has arranged the 5 stiffening reprobates in attitudes of adoration. 2 of them kneel, 1 raises his arms in supplication, 2 more fight each other for the right to touch her hand.
Why so quiet, Kathy, my love? You're not afraid I'm going to indulge my baser impulses, are you? Goodness, no. I am your guardian angel.
Kathy's eyes are wide, her mouth a little open. She's breathing slow and shallow, and her pulse is like a rabbit's. Gently, without breaking the skin, the Joker draws the nail along the line of her jaw.
Think of me sometimes, won't you? Dear catatonic Kathy. Please think of me when you remember this day.
July 30th, 10:18 p.m. Since early afternoon, when the doctor came and went after pronouncing Alfred overworked and underappreciated, but basically sound given his advancing years, Bruce has sat in his study trying to ask himself some questions whose answers he is certain he won't want to hear. He's unfamiliar with being indecisive, doesn't like feeling that way, and is more than a little disturbed that he's sitting in his study, telling himself he shouldn't be sitting in his study. Get up, he tells himself. And he does. But instead of doing what needs to be done, which is, in order, going downstairs and putting together a new set of gear, calling Lucius Fox to set up a private consultation to replace certain items that now only exist in the Wayne Enterprises research wing, and setting about the reclamation of his gear, not to mention his reputation, he stands there, making lists instead of taking action. Then there's the matter of settling the Joker problem, permanently. Every rule has an exception. He doesn't like the direction this train of thought leads him in, but before he can make good decisions, he needs to figure out exactly what he's thinking. The problem is that he's thinking about the Joker as a way of avoiding a genuine confrontation with a set of issues raised by Alfred's abduction. So, strip away the irrelevant and the illusory. Night has fallen. It's time to be moving. He walks down the hall, down the stairs, through the kitchen, feeling the familiarity of Wayne Manor like a mild sedative. Alfred is sleeping upstairs. He seemed fine when Bruce got him back into the house, but no man in history has had a stiffer upper lip than Alfred Pennyworth. And thinking about this stoicism has Bruce wondering just how often he has taken Alfred's reliable, wise constancy for granted. That question, in turn, leads Bruce to the uncomfortable knowledge that the circumstances of his birth have let him take a great deal for granted, including the Wanderjahre that taught him so much in the dojos and mountain citadels of the Himalayas. The truth is that Gotham City is rife with orphans, and that Bruce Wayne's pain is far from unique. What does make his circumstance unique, the inherited wealth of Wayne Enterprises, also set him on the course he has taken. A poorer version of Bruce Wayne might well have grown up more like Joe Chill than Bruce would like to admit. Admit it then, he tells himself. Admit it, and go down the elevator that Wayne Money bought into the subterranean laboratory that Wayne Money bought, and make sure that nothing like this ever happens to Alfred again. That's what Bruce is thinking as he taps the elevator button, and he focuses on the thought, holds it in front of him like a diamond that he's examining for flaws. He finds none. It does nobody any good for Bruce Wayne to feel guilty about his wealth. It might do a great number of people a great deal of harm for Bruce Wayne to let guilt interfere with his ability to make a difference in the safety and morale of Gotham City. He has taken Alfred for granted, there's no denying it. He acknowledges this, owns it, vows never to repeat it. And already the elevator door is opening onto the work in progress. The laboratory that will be his retreat, his nerve center, his library and garage and proving ground. Bruce monitors the Gotham City PD radio bands as he gets to work. First, he retrofits a spare suit, incorporating some of the changes he made in the latest redesign. He's jury-rigging, but it'll have to work until he can get in touch with Lucius Fox. And that will have to wait until Bruce is comfortable that when the time comes for him to leave the cave tonight, he will be outfitted as well as he can be. Where the new suit has layered in carbon microfiber armor, he's settling for old-fashioned Kevlar. The cape he'll be using stiffens only along a series of spines, which gives a truer Batwing effect, but isn't nearly as flexible and multi-purpose as the smart fabric that makes up the new one. The one the Joker has. Bruce redoubles his efforts. Using an old utility belt, sent into semi-retirement because 3 of the compartments are perforated by buckshot holes, he compiles an arsenal of obsolete Batman gear. He's still missing the bat-shaped shuriken, and the Joker has gotten away with all of his smoke canisters. The first problem is solved by firing up the lathe and machining a new batch of throwing stars. Throwing bats, Bruce supposes, but he can't think of them that way. The second by improvising with the tiny gas cylinders that power his grappling hooks. He likes the grapple design and has seen no reason to improve on it recently, which is good since it means he's more or less by accident acquired a large surplus of the cylinders. Drained of their pressurized propellant, they are fairly easily refilled with good old-fashioned sugar plus saltpeter for the smoke, plus a little flash powder to ignite the mixture, and a friction ignition fuse built into the cap. It's not high-tech, but it'll work. It'll work better when Bruce has some potassium permanganate to stir into the flash powder, but that's a question for another day. Tonight, the important thing is to get back out onto the streets and to banish self-questioning by the tried-and-true method of pure action. He's ready. Even if the marathon manhunt following the Arkham fire hadn't gotten his juices flowing, the insult of the Joker finding and defiling his home would have put him on the warpath. And that's not even considering Alfred. His one stroke of luck during the past 24 hours has been the Joker's choice to spare the lab facilities and electronic equipment.
93 Benson, we've got unconfirmed sightings of Batman in the Lower East Side below Infantino.
When he hears on the Gotham City PD radio bands that there have been sightings of a Batman on the daylight streets of Gotham, he isn't surprised.
93 Benson, we have a 911 report of a 480 pedestrian fatality.
But when he hears that this Batman has killed a pedestrian, right across from Finnegan's, maybe the most self-identified cop bar in all of Gotham City, he is surprised. Also, charged with an electric fury, born of pride in the transformation he has wrought in himself, as well as sadness at the murder of an innocent. He channels it all into renewed determination. Now he is fighting for the family of Marilee St. Pierre, although he doesn't know her name yet. There are faces in Gotham City, real individuals that need to be saved, and if not saved, remembered, avenged. One of them is Marilee St. Pierre. He needs to keep their faces in front of him, lest he slip into the easy trap of fighting solely for ideals. He does fight for ideals, but he also fights for people, and one of those people is himself. So now that the GCPD is looking for Batman, his job has become that much more complicated. The men in blue have always viewed Batman with some ambivalence, and now that Marilee St. Pierre is dead, the average Gotham City cop is going to be that much more likely to view Batman as just one more of the costumed crazies who make his life more difficult than it really needs to be. Bruce wouldn't be surprised if some of them just start taking shots at him on sight. That's the department culture, after all. 3 years ago, the GCPD turned the Robinson Park demonstrations, which involved a bunch of artists yammering about rent control, into a mini Tiananmen Square. It's not even news anymore when one of them kills a kid fleeing down a random street with a pocket full of shoplifted candy. Well, Bruce takes that back. It is starting to be news again, and at least part of that is because of him. Because of Batman. If he's done nothing else, he's made casual murder newsworthy again. Even when the victim isn't particularly wealthy or promising or beautiful, all of which, apparently, Marilee St. Pierre was. He puts part of his mind to work on the problem of finding both the Joker and this Enfer character, and the rest he dedicates to finishing up a viable second-tier set of Batman gear. Without the car, there's the problem of getting from Wayne Manor to the parts of Gotham City where his quarry roams. Bruce dresses slowly, feeling Batman gradually engulf his psyche, the way the suited cape encase his body. When he is done, he clips a light to the seam where the cape fastens to the body of the costume. If the Joker could get from Gotham City to here through the caves, then Batman can reverse that path. Bruce leaves himself behind and disappears into the caves beyond the cave.
Rogue. A jittery Gotham City looks askance at its dark night. Vicky Vale, Gotham Gazette. The family of Marilee St. Pierre wants justice. It's a poor substitute for having their vivacious 27-year-old daughter back, but a maniac on Cowan Street made sure that Marilee is gone for good. The maniac's name? No one knows, but everyone calls him the Batman. I rooted for Batman as hard as everyone, you know. For cleaning the city up, says Marilee's grieving fiancé, Brian Sylvester. But now, if he can do this... Marilee St. Pierre was jogging with her dog Chanel across Cowan the day before yesterday. She had the green light, not just on the street, but in life. A new job as a junior analyst at Firebird Securities, a new engagement ring from her high school sweetheart Sylvester, and, by all accounts, a new perspective on life after a rocky period following the death of her beloved brother Justin. All of that changed yesterday when the armored car, widely known as the Batmobile, came around the corner, ran her down, and burned rubber away from the scene as if the driver hadn't even noticed. If he can do this, Brian Sylvester goes on, then he wasn't who I thought he was. That sentiment echoes through the minds of many Gothamites, especially in the wake of the apparent rescue of an East End woman from a gang of would-be attackers by the Joker. Kathy Watts, 29, has given no public statement since a resident of the neighborhood noticed suspicious activity in the abandoned factory where Watts was subsequently found. She was taken to East End Receiving Hospital for treatment. 5 bodies were recovered at the scene, each bearing the telltale rictus and pallid skin of poisoning with what is popularly known as Joker juice. It's a real puzzle, admits Gotham City Police spokeswoman Erin McNamara. We're not accustomed to the Joker acting in the public interest. McNamara cautioned, however, that all of the facts in the case are not yet clear. As we all know, she said at a press conference this morning, things are rarely as they seem where the Joker is concerned. Watts' mother, Amelia Fonseca, begs to differ. I don't care what he's done in the past, she said by phone from her daughter's hospital bedside. He saved my baby. He's all right in my book. These recent, uncharacteristic actions by 2 of Gotham City's most famous, or perhaps infamous, outlaws have sown uncertainty among a populace that, whatever other problems it might have had, has always been able to count on Batman, and, in a different way, on the Joker. When you know who the bad guys are, that's one thing. But this, what are you supposed to do? Asks Brian Sylvester. The same question is being asked all over a jittery Gotham City today.
July 31st, 9:30 a.m. Gordon understands that Gotham City Fire Chief Ed Coover has problems. He even understands why Chief Coover has focused most of his anger on the GCPD for failing to catch Enfer, who continues to set booby traps for firefighters all over the city. What he doesn't understand is why Chief Coover was sent to him. The paranoid part of his mind, which has gotten stronger during his tenure in the GCPD, wonders if someone sent Coover his way because they're hoping that Gordon will say something about Batman, who after this Merrily St. Pierre debacle is squarely back in the sights of the GCPD rank and file. Could be they're setting him up. Could be they just need Gordon to let slip that he talks to Batman, and Internal Affairs will ring him up on conduct unbecoming. Could be Jim Gordon stopped caring about that problem a long time ago, except insofar as it gets in the way of his ability to do his job.
Meaning no disrespect, Captain, but I'm a bit puzzled that a meeting of this significance is taking place without any higher-ranking police department personnel.
Meaning he's annoyed at being foisted off on a captain, or at least pretending to be annoyed. Gordon finds it difficult to proceed because he doesn't know yet which game he's supposed to be playing.
I've lost more than a dozen firefighters. Now what is your department doing about it?
I'm, not in a position to speak for the department.
That's exactly the position you are in. This meeting has put you there, and I expect to leave this meeting with some kind of firm plan to deal with this menace.
The first part of the game becomes apparent to Gordon.
Chief Coover, the police department extends its sympathies for your loss. We're doing everything we can to track down this Enfer. I'm sure I don't need to remind you that he's killed 5 cops.
Well, I'm not interested in scorekeeping, Captain.
Except for when the score is in his favor. It's also true that all 5 of the cops Enfer has torched so far were dirty, and deep down inside, part of him is glad they're gone. Not glad they're dead, but glad they're not tainting his badge by association anymore.
I mention it only to point out that we have as much reason to want Enfer off the streets as you do, and that goal will be realized that much sooner if we cooperate, instead of laying the groundwork for assessing blame later. Can we agree on that?
I'm listening.
Good. Me too. So, we have a problem, which is that there is a serial arsonist with access to sophisticated explosive and incendiary devices. He apparently has a grudge against firefighters, which has led some of our investigators to wonder if He either was a member of the department at one time, or tried to join and was rejected. It might help if we could talk about any internal problems you've had with your people setting fires.
There, he said it. The phenomenon isn't that uncommon. Both firefighters and arsonists like to spend time around fires, and the number of documented cases of firefighters setting fires, either to look heroic when they rescue people or for less obvious reasons, is higher than any fire department wants to admit. Gordon is also fairly certain that it happens more often than is reported. He can easily imagine a department quietly cashiering a member found to have been doing this, or even just suspected of it. He's already looked through the GCPD database of arson cases and has people running them down, but he doesn't expect to learn anything from them, except that Gotham City has an extra allotment of firebugs, just like it has more of every other kind of deviant.
I don't like your implication, Captain Gordon.
I don't like the implication either, Chief. Enfer clearly has a grudge against your department, though, and the scenario I outlined is the most likely reason for that, whether either of us likes it or not. If we're going to cooperate, that will start with sharing information.
Well, I'll see what I can come up with. But I'm telling you ahead of time, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. What we really need to worry about isn't psychology or profiling or whatever your brain trust calls it. Gotham City needs your department to do its job and catch this maniac.
True enough. Since we're on the topic, I think I was told that you had some ideas about how to do this?
This is the part of the conversation that he's looking forward to the least. The last thing in the world Gordon needs is advice about police work from a political hack like Ed Coover. But he knows he's going to get it, so he might as well get it over with.
What you should do, what we should do, is trap the son of a bitch like he's been trapping us.
Okay. How?
Coover leans his elbows on Gordon's desk. He's been thinking about this for a while, Gordon thinks. Or else, adds the paranoid part of his mind, someone told him to pitch the idea.
What if we get someone to set fires, and we publicize that there's a copycat? Now, this guy's obviously some kind of egomaniac. That'll bring him right out of the woodwork.
It might.
Although Gordon isn't sure how it would be obvious that Enfer was out of the woodwork. What might he do differently? Maybe he'd redirect some of his attention away from firefighters and toward the copycat. That still doesn't address the problem of why Enfer sprang the Joker from Arkham, though. Gordon doesn't want to bring that part of the equation up with Coover, but in truth, it's the one that has him worried more than anything else. He had a quiet conversation with Angela Rodriguez about it, one of those conversations that yielded no immediate result beyond an initial cracking of loyalty on Rodriguez's part. Gordon saw it happen and backed off right away. He has a feeling he got to her, and now he'll have to see how it pays off.
And then you can nail him. If there's this sudden series of copycat fires, he'll start hanging around incognito to watch them. And sooner or later, he'll give himself away. Then you can take him out.
Something about the last phrase leaves Gordon with no doubt about what Coover would really like to see happen to Enfer. Sometimes he wonders why anyone in Gotham City even pretends to care about the rule of law. As far as the proposal is concerned, Gordon is already wondering how they can keep it away from the reporters, who are all over the Enfer story, although some of them are distracted by Marilee St. Pierre. Just like that, it comes together. If Gordon gets Batman involved, this might just work, and God knows Batman could use a little PR boost right now. Whatever the truth is about the St. Pierre killing, and Gordon can't for the life of him believe that Batman would casually mow down a pedestrian, it has utterly ruined Batman's image. This is a problem not just for Batman, but for Gotham City as a whole, since the city had just started to believe in him, believe that someone was looking out for them.
I'll look into this, Chief Coover.
I expect I'll be hearing from you soon.
When Gordon doesn't answer, the fire chief walks out of his office without shutting the door. Gordon sits back at his desk and shuffles through files without looking at them, just to give his hands something to do. Will it work? They'll need to identify buildings they can safely burn, and any time a building burns, firefighters are in danger. Coover is taking a big risk with his own people, but it might be the right thing to do if it reels Enfer in without the deaths of any more firefighters, or cops. What it means is that Gordon has to get in touch with Batman, which is even more risky now than it was before Marilee St. Pierre. Still, Gordon doesn't see what else he can do. He opens his desk drawer and peels a piece of paper off the underside of the desktop. Over by the university, there's a wired coffee shop whose owner owes Gordon a favor because Gordon once got an assistant DA to take it easy on the owner's kid when the kid was up on an iffy possession with intent. Gordon can send a message anonymously there. He hopes Batman will answer soon, but he's also dreading the answer, because in Gordon's worst nightmares, the answer will include a confession about Marilee St. Pierre, and that would mean that the next time Gordon saw Batman, they would no longer be tacit allies. Gordon doesn't want to live in a Gotham City where Batman is just another criminal. Even if it was a mistake, Marilee St. Pierre is dead. Someone has to answer for that. If that someone is Batman, so be it. But that'll be the last arrest Jim Gordon ever makes in this town.
Asylum Director Dr. Jonathan Crane, under increasing public pressure due to his delayed response to questions about which Arkham inmates survived Tuesday's fire, today claimed to have conclusive proof that the Joker was directly responsible for the conflagration.
No.
Crane also suggested that the Joker had a hand in the devastating sequence of fires that swept through Gotham City after the Arkham fire. Despite this, Crane would not rule out the possibility that the Joker died in the fire, possibly after setting in motion a plan that included external assistance. Accompanied by his lawyer, Kyle Whistler, Crane expressed sympathy for the families of those killed in the fires.
My staff and I are doing everything humanly possible to expedite the release of information about losses at our institution.
Speculation about responsibility for the fires has been widespread but inconclusive. Numerous reports of a suspicious figure in a modified firefighter's uniform have sparked concern that a new villain has appeared in Gotham City, especially in the wake of the deaths of more than a dozen firefighters during the past week. Other city officials have pointed to the arrangement of the post-Arkham fires, which spelled out a large ha-ha across the city's midsection, as clear evidence that the Joker was involved. Crane refused to address these questions directly, saying only that he and his staff were processing important information in consultation with Gotham City Police and fire investigators. Captain James Gordon has publicly blasted Crane in recent days for not releasing information sooner. Gordon's outspoken nature has been a source of embarrassment to the department before. Today, however, department spokeswoman Erin McNamara remains silent on both Gordon and Crane's actions. McNamara also refused to elaborate on reports that as many as a dozen of Arkham's inmates may still be at large.
July 31st, 6:35 p.m. Everyone wants credit for what they've done, or blame. Enfer isn't any different. He spent weeks planning the Arkham job and the fiery joke that followed, and goddammit, he wants everyone to know he did it. About a dozen times today he's come close to picking up the phone and telling someone at the Globe or the Gazette that the Joker had nothing to do with any of it. He imagines the reporter, who in this scenario is always Vicky Vale, on the other end of the phone line.
So who did?
Me. I did it. Me.
And who are you?
You can call me Enfer.
Then he would quote one of the poet's beautiful lines.
The city trembles, cries, and smoke, and flames.
Of course he can't do that. But seriously, Crane claiming that the Joker is responsible?
He must be just trying to get a rise out of me.
Nuance has never been Enfer's strong suit. He's too easily drawn into internal death spirals of confusion and paradox when he tries to figure out why other people do what they do. Often it's more than he can handle to figure out why he does what he does, which is why he has been happy this last year. Know thyself and all that. It's taken a lot of energy and discipline for him to understand himself and adhere to that understanding. Now, with Crane playing some kind of game and the Joker not reciprocating, Enfer is confused. And confusion makes him want to burn. Soon enough, he's got a plan for his enunciation that will make ha-ha look like the striking of a match. The Arkham fire has made this easier because the at-large inmates are occupying the police. Also, because he's nailed a few of his former brothers, more police manpower is drained away to increased patrols around Gotham City fire stations. This is a mixed blessing for his big plan, since he needs to get at fire stations to make it work, but Enfer is nothing if not innovative. Once the shipment arrives,
if it ever arrives,
high on Enfer's list of things he'd like to torch is a particular shipping company owned by a particular Gotham City mobster. He'll find a way. First, though, he needs to clarify his thinking. One thing he doesn't get is why Crane hasn't thrown him to the wolves yet. Crane knows who set the fires, and Enfer knows that the doctor isn't happy about Enfer's departure from the plan they put together. He would have expected Crane to do everything but give the GCPD all of his former addresses. Instead, not a word.
Crane still wants something from me.
What could that thing be? If Crane still wants Enfer to take care of Batman, that's no problem. On that topic, they have no disagreement. Another thing that started to bug him is the fact that he hasn't gotten any kind of message from the Joker. If someone had done for Enfer what he did for the Joker, Enfer would definitely get in touch.
It's just common courtesy.
Could it be that the Joker wants people to think he did it? The ingratitude of that would be amazing, but Enfer has to suppose it's possible. Not everyone has the kind of manners they should. Also, it's possible that he's gotten a signal and missed it. But Enfer doesn't think that likely. After all, he wrote his greeting across half a mile of Gotham City, and it seems like the Joker would respond in kind.
People need to start being a lot less goddamn mysterious about their agendas. Clarity of thought and expression. That's what makes for good communications, good human relations.
There must be some way to send a bulletproof message that will leave no doubt as to both sender and intended recipient. Enfer ponders this while he rewires one of the prostheses that isn't spraying correctly. By the time he has that done, he's hungry, and he also has a bit of an idea. He considers it and finds it good. It's witty, which the Joker will appreciate, and it's also decisive. There will be no way in the world to misinterpret it. If the Joker doesn't respond, his intentions will be clear. That would be sad, but Enfer's been sad before. He can handle it. With any luck, he won't have to. His mother always said he had a temper, and truth be told, the last 2 years have done nothing to improve it. If the Joker turns out to be the kind of person who won't reciprocate when he's been done a rather large favor, Enfer is afraid he will be very angry for quite some time. It would be nice to avoid that, and he hopes his next set of signals will accomplish that goal. So what he needs now is a fistful of cherry bombs and maybe a couple of other toys. He looks out the single window and sees that it's dusk. The streetlights are on, and the sky is clear. Even if it were about to rain, he would still head out, but the summer drought is making his work that much more pleasurable. In another hour or so, he'll be able to get down to business. His first target, or the way he's thinking of it, the first word of the greeting card he's sending the Joker, is Artie McGee's World of Novelties. It's a student institution, having occupied a 4-story brick building a block east of the Gotham University campus since 1911. At various times during its history, Artie McGee's has maintained sidelines and office supplies, university-themed T-shirts, and whatever else struck the most recent McGee proprietor as worth taking a flyer on. In recent years, they've discovered first the catalog business and then the world of online commerce, so now it's all novelties. You want fake dog shit, handshake buzzers, whoopee cushions? You'll find them there. You'll also find coffin-shaped boxes containing candies shaped like all the various parts of the human body, rubber animals of every description, various items that burn or smoke or leap or jump or stink. Enfer has loved the place since he was a kid, but this is the time to make a statement. He can't let sentimentality enter into this particular equation. Besides, he's not really that kid anymore. On a little rise overlooking the Finger River, Enfer uses the vantage point to observe his handiwork. The view isn't ideal, but Artie McGee's is burning like a signal flare. That much is obvious.
1 down, 3 to go.
From the front, the Laughing Monkey looks like it's barely big enough to fit a wooden Indian. But Enfer knows from previous visits that the width of the storefront conceals an interior space that goes on for what seems like miles. This being Chinatown, everything is open all the time, and Enfer takes the direct approach. He walks in with an armed cherry bomb and throws it directly through the one-way glass panel at the back of the store. For a moment, through the curtain of falling glass, he sees the pop-eyed expression on the store employee watching for shoplifters. Then, he's gone back out the door. counting backward from 30.
2 down, 2 to go.
Chinatown's other novelty store, Glory Lap, specializes in costumes as well, so Enfer doesn't draw a second look from anyone inside. Not with the eye-catching assortment of live-action role-playing aficionados, drag queens, and the occasional beleaguered community theater costume designer already cramming the floor space. To stay unobtrusive, he looks at a few costumes, thinking he'd like to incorporate something from the poet in his garb. If only poets were more distinctive dressers. You couldn't make an identity from a beret and a carelessly held hand-rolled cigarette. Enfer wonders if the fires at McGee's and the Monkey have gotten GCPD thinking they should have a look at the city's other purveyors of gags. Probably not. Gotham City's finest do not appear to be a bunch of deep thinkers. Anyway, he's not going to worry about it. He can take care of them if they do show up. In his pocket is a cherry bomb set for 30 minutes. He rolls it around in his palm, thinking he'd really like a symbolic place to put this one. Not that anyone will ever notice, but it will make him feel better, more fully realized to have done it. So he looks around, and he sees the pair of clown shoes sticking up from under a low shelf.
Perfect.
That's the kind of little grace note that makes the difference. One of the stores in Waynetown Mall is a national novelty chain called Diamond Dooley's. It's actually bigger than Artie McGee's, but what it gains in size, it more than trades back in atmosphere. Diamond Dooley's appears to have been designed on the principle that the more a novelty store looks like a surgical ward, the more novel the novelties will look. Enfer is going to need to do some fairly aggressive seeding here if he wants to get any kind of result.
Attention shoppers, Diamond Dooley's will be closing in 15 minutes.
Plenty of time. Enfer's got 8 more cherry bombs. He turns to a teenager stocking shelves.
Costume party. Where can I find a rubber axe?
I believe we might have some in aisle 7.
The kid doesn't make a move to escort Enfer, who walks off in search of aisle 7, feeling aggrieved by the lack of customer service at these national chains.
Oh, with all the medieval stuff!
Enfer's mood shift has something to do with not being able to watch his handiwork at the other sites. He sure would have liked to see Artie McGee's go up, and he'll be surprised if the Laughing Monkey fire doesn't leave the whole block in ashes. And this job won't be as spectacular as either. Too many streetlights, building lights, neon signs, animated billboards, and all kinds of other electronic eye pollution. How the hell do people stand this? The fun's gone out of the errand, just like that. Enfer moves into professional mode, distributes the 8 cherry bombs with emotionless efficiency, and prepares to get the hell out. If the Joker doesn't get that message, then either the Joker isn't nearly as smart as Enfer has given him credit for, or the Joker is utterly lacking in social skills. Neither possibility gives Enfer any joy. He sublimates his foul mood by molding a little bit of what he likes to call go stuff around each of the cherry bombs before positioning them. That'll give his traitorous former brothers in the fire department something to occupy their time.
Oh, you didn't find the axe?
Never mind.
Hang on a second. Oh, here you go.
Thanks.
So this is the kind of night it's going to be. You can't even trust surly adolescents to stay surly. What that might portend for the Joker's reaction to Enfer's outreach, he doesn't know, but he's got a feeling it isn't good. He pays for the axe and is getting back on the monorail to make the northern swing toward Old Gotham when the cherry bombs start to spray ghost stuff all over the interior of Diamond Dooley's. August 1st, 12:01 a.m.
Well, Batman, I have got to do something about this, don't I?
The Joker watches as half a block of Corvallis Street burns.
I don't get down to Chinatown much anymore, but when I was a boy, I spent many a fond afternoon at Glory Laugh. And now this upstart firebug has gone and carbonized it. Enfer, please. Why not just name yourself H-E double hockey sticks, as me sated mother used to say?
He looks over his shoulder. Batman is watching the fire too, but the Joker isn't dumb enough to think that the Caped Crusader isn't also keeping an eye on him. Waiting, not to put too fine a point on it, for him to make a mistake, at which point Batman will pounce like a mongoose. The Joker, in his borrowed bat regalia, is sitting on the edge of a rooftop down the block, from the now former location of Glory Laugh. His feet dangle over 60 or 70 feet of sooty Gotham City air, below which is the gum and scum-stained sidewalk of Corvala Street. Batman could rear back and kick the Joker right off the edge of the roof, which action would result in a great deal of force being applied to fragile parts of the Joker's body, possibly inducing death, but he won't, because of Wally Gilroy.
I mean, really? What's with the patina, the veneer, the filigree of continental respectability? This is America, isn't it? I should think we'd have no patience with this kind of faux Europhile posing. What's your take? No, don't just hold it all in. You're so repressed. Talk, palaver, converse. You'll feel so much better. I always do. And please, let's not let the little fact of Wally Gilroy here interfere with the free play of your emotions. You did tell me that Gilroy was your last name, right, Wally?
Uh-huh.
The 7-year-old boy sitting in the Joker's lap nods. His feet, like the Joker's, dangle in space.
Hand me the boy, and you get a free pass tonight.
The Joker smiles. Well, he's almost always smiling, but this one is genuinely sentimental.
You mean it, don't you? You really would feel duty-bound to adhere to your promise if I handed this boy over. It's beautiful. I'm glad the whole world isn't like that, but it's wonderful that you are. Admirable. But no, I believe Wally Gilroy and I will continue our snuggle. And you and I will continue our talk. Where were we? Ah, yes. This Enfer person. What can he be up to? The ha-ha-ha was a nice gesture, sure, but was the point of springing me out of Arkham so he could then destroy all my favorite places? Some favor.
The Joker has talked himself out for the moment, and he's also distracted by the chaotic beauty of the street scene below. Flashing lights, arcs of water, billowing clouds of smoke and steam.
It's not really that hard to understand why he would find this so captivating. Not just the fire, but everything that comes with it. What a show.
People died in there.
I know. And poor you, sitting here talking to me when you could have been rescuing them. It must have been difficult. But Wally Gilroy is worth it. Aren't you, Wally?
Wally doesn't say anything. The Joker gives him a little poke with a long green fake fingernail he put to such theatrical and fulfilling use in the old warehouse. He hasn't even had to tell Wally or Batman that the tip of the fingernail is, shall we say, doctored. In this instance, his reputation has preceded him.
Aren't you worth it, Wally?
Yes.
See? Wally thinks he's worth it. The lives of children are so precious, don't you think? Certainly more so than the lives of adults grubbing out a dead-end existence in a place like this. Wally's got potential. Not much of that down there. So you've done the right thing, my worthy adversary. Don't lose sleep over that. You know, it's not too much to ask that you participate in the conversation. Fine. Maybe a change of subject is called for. Say, that's some car you have. I sure have enjoyed cruising around. Nice suit, too. Oh, and is your butler all right?
Yes.
Glad to hear it.
I'm sure you are.
It's true. The joke works either way, but I sort of took a shine to that old geezer. Do you know he actually shot at me? Missed, of course, but you have to admire the gumption. But back to the car. How are you getting around these days?
Enjoy the car while you have it. It won't be for much longer. Same goes for the suit.
There's the Dark Knight. Oh, I want you to know that the thing with the dog walker was an accident.
Her name was Merrily St. Pierre.
Okay, the thing with Merrily St. Pierre was an accident. A happy accident, though. I was inspired to do it again. And again. And again. Never gets old. Oh, apparently things are winding down across the street. Oh boy, forensics time. Wally, do you like forensics?
Yes.
Good boy. I like forensics too. And Batman is a positive maniac for forensics. I saw that in his laboratory. He's got a very nice laboratory in a cave. That's where bats live, in caves. Except the ones who live in barns or trees, or abandoned warehouses or freeway underpasses. But mostly caves. Isn't that right, Wally?
Yes.
Do you want to be a fireman when you grow up, Wally?
No.
What do you want to be?
I want to be a baseball player.
A noble aspiration. The world needs more baseball players. Wally, do you know who Batman is?
Wally looks over at Batman.
Yes.
Did you hear that he ran over a woman in the street and then just drove away?
Yes.
The Joker thinks that Batman must be about ready to jump out of his skin. It's a delicious feeling to have the Paladin of Gotham City on pins and needles, and it's only going to get better. It's a beautiful thing when a plan comes together. He leans close.
I'll tell you a little secret. Batman didn't run over that woman.
He waits for Wally to say something. It takes a while for Wally to figure out that he's expected to respond, but a little prod from the fingernail loosens his tongue.
Okay.
You know who did run over that woman? I bet you don't, but I'll tell you. I did. Batman is a good guy. I am a bad guy.
Okay.
Glad we could get that straightened out.
Keeping an eye on Batman, the Joker stands up. He's got one arm wrapped around Wally Gilroy. With the other, he flips the cape out of the way and mimes firing a gun at Batman.
I'll have a little chat with our upstart firebug.
Don't you mean upstart crow, beautified with our feathers? A bit ironic for you to complain about that.
Oh my! He has read deeply in the literature of the Renaissance, has our Batman. Would that make me Shakespeare? You do catch all of the subtleties. Well, to pursue the comparison, consider that I might just have a tiger's heart wrapped in a player's hide. Wally, you're out past your bedtime. I think you should probably go on home. How does that sound?
Wally is too busy clutching the Joker's forearm with both of his hands to answer.
Oh, look at the poor little tyke. He's too sleepy to talk. Off to Betty by Wally Gilroy.
The Joker winks at Batman, who is already tensing to spring as the Joker shakes Wally loose and lets him fall from the rooftop.
I got you.
Bravo!
Batman has caught the boy and landed against the wall, with young Master Gilroy hanging a couple of stories above Corvallis Street. People are already gathering below.
And now is the time, as they say, to make good my escape.
The Joker bows to the assembled crowd, and then hightails it out of there.